Say you find a deck online that you'd like to create printed proxies of. For example, you'll see here I have mtgdecks.net and I've found a modern Bant deck that I like. Now I can use the built-in proxy maker here in MTG Decks. Click this proxy button here at the bottom and you'll see all the cards laid out for you to print. There's two things I don't like about the way they do this. One is that there are white spaces in between the cards. So when you print it out, you have to either trim off the white space or just have white edged proxies inside of your card sleeves. The reason I don't like this is when I print it out to my printer, the proxies ended up a little bit slightly larger than the actual cards are. So when I put them in the sleeves, they look a little weird. So I can adjust the scale here when I print it so it looks right. But when I do that, it actually cuts off the cards like this, so as I look through all the different pages, I definitely can't print this and put them in the sleeves properly. So I have another method to do this. So I'm at that MTG sites again, looking at the deck. I can click on this Save to Text File link. The text file will come up in your browser or your application or whatever. Just copy and paste the list and go to this website I put together. It's called andyrutt.com/proxies, and all I do is I go to this page, I paste the deck list, I click build it, and all the deck proxies will appear here for printing. Notice there's no white space between the cards when this appears here. So when you print this out, you just have to cut them up, no extra, slicing of the white space or anything. So you cut them up and just put them into card sleeves over like junk lands that you have sitting around or junk basics or what have you. I'd suggest using a paper cutter to do the cutting. You can get a decent one for about $15 to $20. It's a heck of a lot easier than using scissors, and it just saves some frustration and some time on that end. If you don't really care how precise your proxies are and don't want them to be perfect, then it's probably okay to cut through about 3 or 4 pages at a time. If you go back to the page, you'll see a couple of other options. One is if you choose to print basic lands out, you can have it print basics of either the current set, beta if you prefer, or Zendikar. For all my proxy decks, I like to have beta lands if they're, Legacy, and Zendikar if they're not, so you have that option there. The other option is you can change the zoom level here. As I mentioned, my printer tends to print them out a little bit too large for the sleeves. So here I print them at 96%, and that happens to be the best setting for my printer, and you'll want to print out probably one test page with maybe just one card on it to get a look at what's the right size for your printer. So I chose the beta lands here, and it'll print out the Bant deck that I have the list for here, and it will use, as you can see, basic forests and plains in beta. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this useful, and feel free to use that proxy website I put together. It's at andyrutt.com/proxies.